Alright guys, the express entry all program draw of July 20th, 2022 is here finally, and I'm pretty sure that not everybody is happy with the kind of results, the invitations, the draws that have been held so far on July the 6th and July the 20th. Well, in this video today, we will analyze and see what is actually driving these kind of draws which the world is not expecting, because world after 1.5 years of hiatus is expecting much larger draws, much lower cutoffs. Well, let's see what happens on the other side of the video. Please be tuned. My name is Sahil. Guys, welcome back once again. My name is Sahil and I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I practice in Ontario. My office is here. If you have to get in touch with me, my number is on the screen and the details are there in the description box. More than happy to connect with you. Before we proceed any further, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, because we talk a lot about Canadian immigration. And if you are an aspirant of coming to Canada, then this is the channel that you must be subscribed to all the time. So guys, today, July the 20th, year 2022, IRCC has held yet another express entry draw. This is draw number 227, and this time again, just like the last time, this is an all program draw. The first, talking about what exactly is the draw. Total number of invitations that have been sent out is 1750, and the lowest CRS cutoff that was invited was 542. Guys, if you remember, the long waited all program draws after probably almost 2 years happened, after COVID happened on July 6th, when only 1500 candidates were invited, and then also the CRS was super high at 557. After that first round, or that first opening, everybody, the entire world was expecting that okay, let's just give IRCC a break. They have come back after a long time, and people were at least happy that the all program draws had started coming back. Even though the cutoff was really high and the number of people invited was low, people still had a sort of satisfaction that, well, at least the all program draws are back. Now, after 2 weeks, again, the fortnight draws, July the 20th was again a Wednesday, that's today. People were expecting that the draws would go back to the pre-pandemic era, which would be roughly about 3,500 people would be invited, and people were expecting the cutoffs to go somewhere around 500 or even lower than that. Unfortunately, if you look at the draw today, 542 is the CRS, which is again very disappointing for a lot of people who've been waiting. And the biggest disappointment today is that IRCC still has chosen to remain in the sub 2000 level, which is about 1750 invitations only. Now guys, first of all, hearty congratulations to the 1750 people who've been invited. You guys have 60 days and you guys can consider yourself lucky, because at least your files are processing. For everybody else, my only word to you today, or the main underlying fact to you today, is please be hopeful. Don't have to lose heart, guys. We did try to investigate what exactly is happening. So quick analysis, it is not rocket science again, but quick analysis. So there are two potential reasons which I could find personally when I was looking through the, digging through the reasons of the draws. First is based on the composition of the table, and second is based on the number of files that are going with IRCC. So let's just look at the first part. Now guys, the last video that I had uploaded, which was talking about the analysis of the express entry pool table, at that day, on that day, at that moment, there were about 220,000 applications or people in the pool. Now, if you look at the composition of the table further, people sitting above the score of 500 before this current draw, which is today, the day that I had made the video, about 5,600 people were sitting in the pool. Today, if you look at the pool, about 96 or 9,700 people are sitting above the 500 mark. If you just look at the composition between 451 to 500, earlier about 55 to 56,000 people were sitting in that zone. Now today, as we speak, about 62,000 people are sitting in that zone. So that's a big jump of about 6,000 people. Now guys, take it into reference. Last draw, and there have been, before that there was a PNP draw as well. So the last draw that happened, where only 1,500 people were invited, even despite taking out the 1,500 applications, a jump of about 19,000 files has happened, right? So that means that despite IRCC inviting people, more and more files are getting added to the pool. The additional factor that weighs in on this effort or this particular pressure on higher draws is that people in the higher cutoffs, say probably about 470 or 480, there are more files that are being added into the pool every day. Now guys, this particular reference states that the competition is growing stiffer, it's getting more intense, and people are doing all they can to get more points. That could be as simple as getting better English or IELTS results, going for a CLB 9 or a CLB 10. People are seriously looking at French. They are trying to gain a second language. People going for job offers. People do have their relatives who have landed in Canada very recently, and they're trying to gain the 15 points out of it, right? All of these factors are putting a lot of pressure on the existing applications, and thus the cutoffs are going higher, right? So the points are growing, number of applications or number of people with higher points is also growing in the pool. If that is happening, then what can IRCC do about it, right? So the competition is getting more intense. So that's the first part of the story. Second part of the story is the backlogs that has been ongoing. Now, as you remember, in the first half of this particular year, or in fact even during the first quarter of this year, everybody was talking about the ever growing backlogs. Started with 2 million, then there was about 2.4 million files. Today, as we speak, as of July 17th, the backlog has grown to about 2.7 million people. Just in the last 6 weeks itself, about 300,000, that's about 3 lakh files have been collected during the backlog, right? So if you look at the backlog composition, the backlog is growing. You might want to call it as, somebody is lagging, probably IRCC is not able to process, but it is not solely under the IRCC's control to quickly process files. They have backgrounds to verify, they have criminalities to check, biometrics, everything, all of these applications, overseas offices, opening, closing, hours, resources. Well, I'm surprised to see that despite hiring a lot of new resources, IRCC allocating so much budget and so much money towards the resources and the processing of files, the backlog is still continuing to grow. This is very worrisome because 2.7 million backlogs is a huge number to deal. Inside Canada, even the passport offices have been clogged. They're not even able to issue new passports. Now guys, if you just look at the express entry files amongst the backlogs, when they had started, or when the talks were going about reducing the timeline of the processing of express entry files, about 88,900 files were there, which got reduced to about 51,000 files very recently, which is July 17th. Back then, IRCC said that if they want to bring back the all program draws, and if they want to bring back the processing standards of express entry files, which is 6 months, they should reduce this load to at least half of the express entry files. Today, it has not yet reached the half. Half would be about 44,000 or 45,000, right? We have just reached the 51,000 mark. Still have a little short distance to cover on that sense, and the overall growing load of backlog files, the family reunion files, all of them are growing and putting more intense pressure on IRCC. Now IRCC does not want to, probably this is what I'm assuming, they do not want to invite more people and increase the load. They would first want to decrease the load, the backlogs, and then gradually start inviting more people. When they said gradually, the last time Sean Fraser was there, we thought that gradually it will go up to say 2,500 people or 3,000 people, but we didn't know that increasing gradually would be so literal that 1,500 to 1,750 invitations only. Guys, I know this is disheartening, I know this is disappointing. Everybody has been waiting for all program draws. They want more ITAs and lower cutoffs. None of this has happened, right? Cutoffs have gone down, but only by about couple of points, right? It is still sitting at 542, and the number of draws have also increased, but only 250. I know it's tough, but guys, definitely don't lose hope. Please, I know it's very tough. I know you guys have age factors. Somebody is growing older by the day. You're losing point. It can become difficult. People are losing their work permits and everything, but still, IRCC is trying its best to help at least people inside Canada. And then outside people who are outside Canada, can definitely apply for temporary applications, come here and then probably build their way to a PR. Right, guys, I hope the video does give you some insights into what's happening in the background. If you still have anything else to discuss with me, if you have your case to discuss with me, please feel free to schedule a session with me. I would be more than happy to speak with you. Once again, we wish you all the best and we really hope to see you soon in Canada. All the best.